Okay, we are going to the next session. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the enlightening session on decentralized databases. Our next speaker is Switzerland-based entrepreneur with over 15 years of experience in different fields, including healthcare, sports, academics, innovation, philanthropy, business, telecommunications, and blockchain technology, and this is what we are discussing. So, he will talk about disrupting the traditional data management with decentralized databases, a look into Inery's vision. The CEO of Inery, please give a round of applause for Dr. Naveen Singh Suhag. Doctor, how are you, doctor? The stage is yours.
Thank you.
Take away.
How does it work? Next, back, this?
Yes.
Does it work? I'm joking. Hello, everyone. Hello, Belgrade. Good to be here in a beautiful city, always. Lively people, good food, and very good atmosphere. So today we're going to talk, I'm going to present you our project, which is Inery blockchain. Looks very good on a big screen. So I'm sure that you guys are a little bit tired by listening the whole day of different things. So I'm going to make it a little bit more easy and interactive, so I will not bore you guys. It all started around 3 years back when our technical team, my co-founder, and we have decided that we should take another approach and use the blockchain technologies to present the problems into the data world as solution. And starting from there, it was a journey, not an easy one, because as said, the blockchain technologies are still in a very early stages. I'm just talking about the core blockchain part, not the crypto side of it. And having the use cases of the blockchain in Web 2 or the use cases of the blockchain in the day-to-day world are still very rare. And to bring that into the data world, it was a challenge which we have overcome thanks to our tech team, the whole team which we have, and the support we got from all around the world, from different companies and from different individuals who are there in this revolution of decentralization. So let's start with Inery blockchain, a brief introduction of what is it, what we're doing, why are we doing it, and then in the end, how we're doing it. So let's start with that. That's why I asked him if it works. Okay, now we got it. I had to press it harder, sorry. So Inery's vision is to disrupting the traditional data management with decentralized databases. This is the vision. This is what I explained to you before. From this vision, we started it. And now we are in the last stages of our project. It will always go on because we'll be further developing it. It's a non-stop part in the technical side. But the base or the product is finished and ready to launch. So data and what goes on in the background. Data has become always, it has always been important. In the last few years, it has become very important because every day we consume a huge amount of data. Every day we churn and actually we produce a huge amount of data. The security of the data is one of the biggest concerns, even if it's for private people or for corporations. So, no corporation or company would like to have their data jeopardized or being leaked out to someone else. Same like us individuals. Most of you guys are on the phone and you would not like your phone data to be visible to me or anyone else. So the data privacy is very important. Then the databases is like digital filing cabinet that organizes the information, and you can actually interact with the organization. So there is a part of data storage and there is a part of data interaction, the dynamic data, which is data management. To do that on the blockchain or the decentralized part was a big challenge because until now it was all centralized, it was all in servers, and it's the first time that it we brought it to the life using the power of decentralization in it. So these are the limitations into it. The centralized databases, they have a lot of limitations. That's why the decentralized or the blockchain-based data part came in. And here we, as I mentioned, security issues. There's a single point of failure. So if your data in the data center, the centralized, if it's jeopardized or if it's got hacked into, then everything can be deleted. It could be held for ransom. And there can be a lot of issues which you guys would never be able to retrieve the data or get access to. It's very expensive because it's all based on the big data centers, servers, firewalls, so it's a lot of infrastructure which is there. And due to that, it makes it much more expensive as comparison to the blockchain or decentralized world. Then there is the most important part, there is also the limited data control. So we put our data into the centralized companies hoping that the data only belongs to us. Of course, there's encryptions, there is other part, but all of these big tech companies or big data companies, they always have access to your data. If it's a company data or individual data, it's never 100% safe, which we eliminate through the decentralized part now. With Inery blockchain or the blockchain solution, you are the real owner of your data through your private key. If somebody doesn't have the private key, has no access to the data, saying that it could be government organizations, it could be the big data companies, no one can actually get access to your data if they don't have the private key. Then the centralized part, they struggles to keep the exponential growth of data because the data is growing. If you see in the chart, it's growing in a very massive speed. Now the introduction to Inery, the speed, which is saying is 10,000 plus transactions per second, which is faster than the centralized databases and very high speed in the blockchain space. Then there is low costs. So as we mentioned before, with the centralized costs, the costs here are much more or less. The reason being it's a distributed network, so there are not the costs of the data centers, firewalls, data servers, and all that stuff. It's temper resistant. Sorry, it's highly scalable, so it can handle vast amounts of data because of the decentralized nature of it. It's temper resistant, so the cryptography and the value contract, which is a smart contract part of Inery, it facilitates trustworthy, secure transactions and actions, and Sybil attack resistant and sustainable thanks to the delegated proof of stake consensus mechanism. So the consensus mechanism of the blockchain ensures that there couldn't be any hacks or jeopardization of the data. So again, these are the benefits of the decentralized data management systems. It can handle demand for a lot of data processing, cost savings. The biggest part I see here is actually the users would have control to their data, and they can actually adopt it as they see fit without relying on any big data companies or going to them. It's a public blockchain and an open source database, so anybody can use it according to them, and they would have a full control of that, which is the whole motive of a decentralization, which defeats the whole part of the centralized technologies. So IneryDB can have a significant impact on various industries. It can lead to new innovations. You can use it in different sectors: aviation, fintech, gaming, government, real estate, e-commerce and logistics. Any industry, business or individual that needs a database system can use IneryDB. So one narrative while we were building the decentralized DB was to actually make it user-friendly. The graphic user interface should be so easy that any programmer or developer from Web 2 can actually use the full DB without knowing or being expert in blockchain technologies. It was a tricky thing to do, but we managed to do that. So that provides a bridging between Web 2 and Web 3, so anybody can actually use the benefits or enhance the benefits of the decentralization or Web 3 industry without being a professional in blockchain technologies. As I mentioned before, it's an open source platform that will enable developers to create new tools and applications. and expand the possibilities of the technology. So we are very innovative company. What we have done, we are the only company as far as we know which has been able to achieve this. There has been no fully native blockchain and on the top of it a full dynamic DBMS done until now in the world. It comes with its benefits, advantages and disadvantages. Being the first, it's always disadvantage because you need to do a lot of R&D and come with an innovative part to solve the issues. Advantages are you are always first in the market, so you have a competitive advantages of all other such projects who would be coming in the future. We are very deeply in talks with few big corporations in the world, especially in automobile industry, in Silicon Valley, and some tech companies out of Asia who are, as we speak, implementing and testing our solution of database management. And very soon we'll be giving the news out to having a real use case with them. So again, these are a few of the industries. The automobile industry, which I mentioned, is not in there. This is a new development, but all of these industries which you see can use or would benefit from the different advantages which I have mentioned before from Inery. Again, the solution for both Web 2 and Web 3. So all Web 2 and Web 3, all applications can use, so we don't have a limitation like other decentralized applications where only the Web 3 people or the projects which are based on blockchain should use. It enhances security. Web 2 applications can seamless transition to efficient, secure, and transparent Web 3 background. So they don't, as I mentioned before, they don't have to be professor in that, but they can still use, using our graphic user interface, they can use the power of the blockchain. And you can be customized. Inery being a public blockchain and open source, it can be customized to fit the needs of any project. As I mentioned, it could be in health tech or it could be in the automobile industry. We are one of the few projects which are pushing the Web 3 usage and providing a bridge to the Web 2 companies so that they will be able to come into Web 3 part. So this was a small presentation to tell you what we are building, why we are building, but obviously there are a few more things in that. We are one of the first companies to build in artificial intelligence consensus mechanism. So for the consensus mechanism of the blockchain is based on AI, and we are using the machine learning proposition into the segregation of the database. So the how data is segregated, how data is stored, that's all governed through the machine learning process, makes it, I mean, when we launch it, it will be on a different scale, and after 6 months of going through the usage of the data and how data is interacted, it will make it more faster and more efficient. So the more time goes by, we will be much more better and more efficient. The credit of all of this very innovative technology goes again to Serbia because our tech team is based here. And you guys are one of the pioneers into tech, and especially in the blockchain technologies. There has been a massive contribution from Serbian tech companies or programmers who have done some amazing jobs in the Web3 and blockchain part. So we are now, the blockchain is ready. We have done a 7 months of Inery blockchain public testnet, where we had huge success of adoption and usage from the technical community. At a certain point of time, we had 2,400 master nodes registered on the blockchain from 39 different countries testing the blockchain. So that was very encouraging for the whole team and the tech team, that there has been such a huge amount of adoption from the technical community around the world. Now the next testnet of the DB will be launched. So it will be the world's first decentralized database. Testnet will be launched very soon. And whoever is there in the technical part, or anybody who would like to have the test, or the applications to be used on the database is most welcome to keep their channels open and be in touch with us on the social media so that you can be updated. So you can check Inery Blockchain on Twitter, Instagram, but basically it's mostly Twitter. We have Telegram communities. We have different kind of communities. It's a tech-specific community, journal community, and other platforms. The whole information you can look at inery.io. So you'll find the white paper, technical paper, everything there. And with these words, I would like to just thank you for your time. I would like to do some question and answer things, but I don't think if there is a mic available. Still, anybody would like to ask any question? We have few spare minutes. Yes, please. I think you need to shout. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, so it's a very good question. So comparatively, this is the question we are getting it from last 1.5 years. So Filecoin was one of the first things, but what they do is they're just doing the data storage using the IPFS. So the data is actually semi-decentralized. The data is in the servers, and then they hash it through the blockchain. It was a revolutionary approach when they started in 2018, but now the technology has gone way beyond. So we don't do data storage. Data storage is like 25% of our solution. And the data storage part happens on-chain. So it's not IPFS system, but the whole data is distributed across the nodes. It's not only the hash part. And the second thing is the interactive dynamic data management. So you can actually run the queries on the data, which you can't do on the Filecoin. It's just storing the files. Arviv came in next one, which said, okay, we are storing the data on-chain, not the IPFS system. So they went one step ahead. And Inery is like, if you put it like Filecoin generation 1, Arviv generation 2, Inery is generation 5. We are 3 steps ahead in terms of data storage, in terms of dynamic data management, in terms of using the data and putting the values through the value contract to the data. So actually you can do everything which you can do on Oracle DB or MySQL, completely decentralized on blockchain. No IPFS system, no middle solutions. It's all completely decentralized and in a very new direction. Anyone else? Any other questions? Yes, please. You wanted us to choose proof of work, then it gets very expensive, and then the people are saying they're using too much energy. I mean, delegated proof of stake is much faster, much easier, also for the nodes and for everyone, and it's much eco-friendly. We are green, my friend. We want to be green. Even I'm wearing blue, I'm still green. So with that, thank you very much for your time. Good to meet you again in Belgrade. Thank you, guys.